Welcome to Catalysis. Diablo is always my favorite game. I like that they always improve itself. It will always push out new content every patch. So this is why I like to spend my time to talk about my wishlist for 2.7. So let's start with the old classic set. So this current set, the problem of it is it have very unreliable damage reduction. For now, the damage reduction have to be poured by the amount of fetish you have alive. Because of that, you have to push a mana spender 15 times for you to have the full damage reduction, which in some case it would need to a chain death, which you have need to control over. Currently, there are two potential build for this. There are the kind evil build. For now, this is outdated because the damage is just not there. The gargantuan build is good. It would need some minor damage buff and an AI fix. But from the news, we know that Blizzard is working on that, so hopefully in the next patch, it will be great. The chain of death must be stopped. Like, there's a lot of situation. What happened is I just resurrected. I didn't have all my fetish army up yet, and I just die over and over again. You may say that like it's because my skill is not there, but I think we can make it more satisfying. So this is why I propose that the Bell of Transcendence, it can include a bonus such that fetish army now also summon full amount of fetish single vets. This way, every time you just revive, you can just pop the button of fetish army and you have the full amount of fetish single vets, hence the damage reduction. Notice here I think we should also include some damage in here. This mainly is because right now the fetish army is doing a very pathetic amount of damage. Coupled with the dagger of darts, we should include some damage to it. I think this will bring the carnival build back. Last but not least, I think Master Rum can also use some damage. This will also help with the gargantuan build. Big Bad Voodoo is a great thing for Witch Doctor back in 2.3 or something. So it provides a great party buff, and we can have almost 100% uptime by use the Star Metal Kuro. But right now this Bad Voodoo thing is not here anymore, and I think we can bring it back by a quick update. So since there's no good shoulder for Suma's set, what I suggest is maybe we can change one of the old legendary corruption into providing a wound ghost trace, which will provide damage reduction and also double the effect you gain from Big Bad Voodoo. So essentially this will provide 40% damage reduction and 10% maximum life per second. And hopefully by doing so, we can use Carnival set without being extra squishy, and this will bring back one of my favorite gameplay style. Next, I want to talk about Gargantuan Overhaul. So currently we are all using Cleave Wound because it allows the ability to cleave for 585% damage, which is the greatest of all the other wounds. So what I think is we need to put it into the base skills, and all other wound become some other effect. So for starter, one of them can slow and shield enemy, provide some damage reduction. Wetness Giant can be used to taunt enemy so that enemy will focus on Gargantuan, which would help with the very poor AI. Waffle Protector, I don't want to change a lot of things of it, so what I do is I put the Restless Giant bonus into it and make it a 15 seconds controllable super gargantuans. Big thing, it need to have some damage buff to his poison ability, so I suggest 275 would be a good amount because it's around 2/3 of the primary damage, so it provides an extra layer of AoE to melt group mobs. Lastly, stun knock is always useful to control mobs. After talking about the two potential builds, I actually have a more crazy idea, which is the Angry Chicken Magnus. So what if this very handsome ham, Wizard of Giora, can turn all your fetish army into angry chicken? So essentially you got a group of angry chicken which charge onto enemy and explode. So I think that this gameplay would be very satisfying, and which would make the speed farm angry chicken build even viable for higher greater widths. Next, I want to talk about Health Tool Harness. So this set is originally designed to be a spender set, but we all know that it's overshadowed by Gargantuan build. I'd say Gargantuan build should be with the previous set, which is Sunima set. And Zombie Dog is obsolete, no one is using it anymore. And for some mysterious reason there is some lag, maybe it's due to DOT of the set from the 2-piece bonus. So what I suggest is, since the DOT from the 2 set is actually useless, what we can do is we can take away from it, and to compensate for that we can just slightly buff the damage to 30%. And I also think that to be more consistent, we should put all the duration to 15 seconds. And lastly, just a minor damage buff so that it could be used to compete with other sets. Okay, on to the new gameplay. So I think Zombie Charger is originally one of the theme, and when I look at this Zombie Charger, I see that one of the wound, which is Explosive Beast, summon a little zombie dog like this. So this make me think about, what if this Zombie Charger Explosive Beast is now actually a zombie dog which will fight for you for a few seconds. So essentially what you do is you will get a lot of temporary Gargantuan stock, which would act as a multiplier for the zombie dog and hopefully make it useful. Next, for the Acid Cloud, I look at all the Acid Cloud rune and I noticed that there is a Kiss of Death rune, which do this hilarious animation which the witch doctor start to spit acid. So what if when you spit acid, your zombie dog also spit acid with you? I know it would be kind of like Carnival, but this one would be the AoE version of it, plus is in melee range, so I feel like the gameplay would be different from Carnival. So last but not least, I want to talk about J Harvester set. So the problem of the current set is kind of difficult to maintain the damage reduction from 4 set when versus Rift Guardian. And there's a lack of damage and damage reduction. So I think what we can do is we can just do a quick fix for it. We can just include this bonus, which increase the effect and duration for Soul Harvest by 80%. So basically this will buff 100% armor to 180% armor, which gives survivability, and the intelligent bonus by 80%, so some damage. And since the duration is buffed, it will also make us have the full Soul Harvest effect for the entire rift. I also suggest to slightly buff the damage from this ham and release 1 extra spirit so that this set could be used more easily. So this is the end of this stream, and hope you enjoy that.